A pleasant day to everyone, especially to our professor and my fellow classmates. My name is Fabiana Kirat Babida from Bachelor Physical Education 3B, and today I will be reporting the scholastic triumphs at Ateneo de Manila in the year 1872 to 1877, a chapter in the life of works of Rizal. But before we begin, let us take a quick look at our objective for today. First, to describe Rizal's academic performance and achievements during the Ateneo years. Second, to analyze the teaching methods, academic values, and environment that shape his intellectual development. And third, to appreciate Rizal's discipline, humility, and pursuit of excellence as a model for students' life today. To set the stage, before entering Ateneo, the young Rizal faced significant challenges, including his mother's unjust imprisonment and tragic execution of Gomburza. Despite these heavy hardships, his entry in Ateneo marked the beginning as one of extraordinary academic journey built on discipline, faith, and shape him into intellectual pillar of our nation. Let's move on to Rizal's academic performance and achievements during these formative years. First, we have initial struggles. When Rizal's first entered the institution, he faced immediate hurdles. He was placed in a tail of a class due to his small stature, late registration, and initial fluency issues with the language. Next, we have rapid rise. However, through sheer hard work and intellectual brilliance, his stay at the bottom didn't last. He rose quickly to become the emperor, the highest rank in his class within just a month. And next, we also have the graduation. His academic dedication culminated in March 1877 when he earned his Bachelor of Arts degree with the highest honors. He receives excellence rating in all of his subjects. We also have here the extracurricular and leadership and development. Rizal was not just a bookworm continued to traditional academic. He was profoundly active outside the classroom as well. His leadership and talents spanned multiple disciplines. He became an active member of the Marian congregation, anchoring his spiritual life. And also, he served as the secretary of the Academy of Spanish Literature, showcasing his linguistic prowess. He was a member of the Academy of Natural Sciences, feeding his scientific curiosity. Beyond academics and organization, he was deeply accomplished in sculpture, working skillfully with clay and wood, and excelled in poetry writing. To wrap things up for our conclusion, Rizal's years at Ateneo Manila prove that background or initial struggles do not define where you end up. Through discipline, humility, and an unrelenting passion for learning, he transferred obstacles into stepping stones for success. Thank you so much for listening to my report. Once again, this is Fabiana Kirat Babida, and I hope you learned a lot about Rizal's life. Thank you.
Teaching methods, academic values, and environment. The educational system utilized the strict Jesuit system or Ratio Studiorum. The educational system or Ratio Studiorum was the Jesuit rule book for schools. It gave clear rules about what to teach, how teachers should teach, and how students should behave. Focus on rigorous discipline, competitive motivation, and individualized attention. Rigorous discipline, teachers enforce strict routines, punctuality, and obedience so students learn self-control and stayed focused on studies. Competitive motivation, students were encouraged to excel through contests, rankings, and team rivalry which pushed them to work harder. Individualized attention, Teachers paid close attention to each student's progress, giving extra help or challenges depending on ability. Next is classroom environment, divided into two competing camps, Roman Empire or interns or externos, and Carthaginian Empire, non-borders or externos. This split created two groups, borders, internos, and they students, externos, who were organized like rival teams. The rivalry promoted teamwork, school spirit, and motivation to perform well. But it could also create tension between groups. Next, core academic values. Critical thinking and intellectual rigor. Students learn to analyze, debate, and reason carefully rather than just memorize facts. Lesson push them to understand ideas deeply. Next is religious devotion and moral integrity. Educational combined academic learning with religious instruction and moral guidance, aiming to form students who were both knowledgeable and virtuous. Lastly is the holistic development, incorporating gymnastics, fencing, and the arts. Schools train the whole person by including physical exercises like gymnastics and fencing, and arts promoting health, discipline, creativity, and social skills alongside academics. That's all, and thank you.
So, good morning, everyone, and I will now discuss the relevance of Rizal's experiences and values to modern student life. So, and after learning about Rizal's academic achievements during his years at Ateneo, and we can see that his success was not only about getting high grades or receiving honors. So, his experiences also shown important values that the student today can learn from. And now there are four main ideas that I will discuss. First is hard work. Second is humility. Third is pursuit of excellence. And the last one is being a model for students and educators. So first is discipline and hard work. So as is stated in our presentation, and success is earned through dedication rather than mere talent. So anong ibig sabihin yan? So, or what does it mean? So it means that being talented or intelligent is not enough to become successful. A person also need discipline, effort, and dedication. So, in Rizal, his academic achievements were connected to his serious attitude toward his studies. So, he did not simply depend on his intelligence. So, we all know naman yun nga, si Rizal, it's very talented and also intelligent. That is why he worked hard and remained dedicated to learning. And also, this is applicable to us as a student. Just like for example, sometimes we may think that our classmates are naturally smarter than us. Why? Because they get higher scores. So, but having a high scores is not always about being naturally intelligent. So it can also be the result of studying, practicing, listening in class, and also putting effort in our work. So Rizal says that we should not depend only on talent. We should also develop discipline and work hard for our goals. The second one is humility. Our presentation says staying grounded despite achieving top honors and recognition. So humility means that even when we achieve something, we should not think that we are better than everyone else. So Rizal achieved recognition because of his academic performance. But these lessons remind us that achievements should not become a reason for us to become arrogant. So as students, we may receive awards, high grades, recognition, or praise from our teacher. So those achievements are something that we should be proud of. But we should still respect our classmates and remain humble. Just like for example, if a student gets the highest scores in an examination, it doesn't mean that he or she is better than everyone else. Instead, that students can use what they know to help students who are achieving difficulties. So always remember that we can be proud of our achievements while still remaining humble. The third is pursuit of excellence. So our PPT explained this as overcoming personal and social obstacles to achieve greatness. So pursuing excellence doesn't mean that we have to be perfect. Instead, it means that we should always try to improve ourselves and do our best, even when we experience difficulties. So, and as students, we experience different challenges. So we may have difficult subject, low grades, lack of confidence, and also other problems that can affect our studies. So sometimes, after receiving a low grade, we might think maybe I am not good enough, but the idea of pursuing excellence teaches us to look at difficulties as something we can overcome. So instead of giving up, we can ask ourselves. So can I what can I improve? What can I do different next time? And also, how can I become better? So, this is the idea behind the pursuit of excellence. So, it is not about being better than other people, it is about becoming better than who we are before. And lastly, model for students and educators. So according to our PPT, Rizal is a timeless inspiration for balancing academics, leadership, and character development. So ibig sabihin, si Rizal ay pwede natin gawing example, hindi lamang dahil magaling siya sa academically, but also because of values that he shown. So as students, hindi lang naman grades ang importante, no? We also need to develop our character, leadership, responsibility, and willingness to learn. So, just like for example, no, kahit mataas na ang grades natin, kung hindi naman tayo respectful or responsible, kulang pa rin. So, Rizal reminds us that being a good student is not only about being academically successful. So it is also about developing good character. For our conclusion now, I want to summarize everything. So Rizal, success was not simply given to him. It was built through discipline, hard work, humility, and his pursuit of excellence. And these values are still relevant to us as modern students. Kasi hanggang ngayon, students still experience challenges. So may mga difficult subject, exams, deadlines, failures, pressures, and different problems. So, but results examples teaches us that we should not easily give up. We should continue to hard work, remain humble, and always try to improve ourselves. So, if there is one thing that we should remember from this part, it is work hard, stay humble, keep improving, and never stop learning. And that is why Rizal values are still relevant to modern student life today. And that's all for today. And thank you, everyone.